Good afternoon, students. Students, today I am going to explain the lesson The Making of a Scientist. Students, this lesson has been written by the writer Robert W. Peterson. In this lesson, Robert W. Peterson has given the description of a scientist whose name was Richard H. Bright. Richard H. Bright belonged to the city Reading, which is located in Pennsylvania state in America. Students, Richard H. Bright was a great scientist, and he got success in giving his new theory on how cells work. You know, while he was studying in kindergarten, UKG or LKG, he had a habit of collecting things like fossils, pieces of rocks, coins, butterflies. And he also used to, he also was interested in learning new things. During nights he used to gaze stars. Okay. And you know, when his mother came to know that her son was interested in learning, then she bought many things for him, like microscope, telescope, cameras, mounting materials, and other equipments, and helped him in many other ways. During an interview, her mother told the interviewer that she was the only companion of her son Richard H. Bright until he started going to school. And she also told that during the daytime he used to be in the school and used to do his homework like that. But in the evening or during night, they lived together. Okay. Richard H. Bright's mother also told the interviewer that after the death of Richard H. Bright's father, he was only her companion. He was her whole life, because Richard H. Bright's father was expired when he was in third grade, third standard, third class. Okay. She and her son spent almost every evening at the dining room table. If he did not have things to do, I found work for him. Richard H. Bright's mother told that if Richard H. Bright did not have anything to do, then she found work for him, not physical work, because she knew that her son could not do physical work. That is why she found some work, not physical work, for him, and she found for some learning work for him. Okay. He liked it, he wanted to learn, because Richard H. Bright liked learning. That is why her mother encouraged, that is why his mother encouraged him in learning. And learn he did. He earned top grades in school. You know, He was eager learner. That is why he secured good marks. Not securing good marks only, he also secured top positions in his class. On everywhere, on every day, things he was just like every other kid, his mother said. By the time he was in the second grade, Albright had collected all 25 species of butterflies. Richard Albright's mother is telling that when Richard H. Albright was in second grade, he collected all 25 species of butterflies found around the hometown. That probably would have been the end of my butterfly collecting. When Richard H. Albright collected all 25 species of butterfly, then he understood if it was the end of his butterfly collection. But then my mother got me a children's book called The Travels of Monarch X. When he collected all 25 species of butterfly found around the area where he was living, then his mother brought a book for him. The name of the book was The Travel of Monarch X. That book, which told how monarch butterflies migrate to Central America, opened the world of science to eager young collector. And the writer is saying now, after reading that book, The Trail of Monarch X, and he read in this book, and it was written that how the monarch butterfly migrate to Central America. Okay, and when he read this sentence, read this theory, read this thing, read these sentences, and it was written how the monarch X, how the monarch butterfly migrate to Central America. Then it opened the world of science to him. Clear? He was desirous to know about the migration of butterfly. Why monarch butterfly migrate? Okay, what was the reason behind that? Now listen, at the end of the book, when he completed reading the book, end of the book, readers were invited to help study butterfly migration. At the end of the book, he read the book, whole book. When he was reading the last page of the book, then and on that page, readers were invited to help study butterfly migration, because at the end of the book it was written that reader must know about the study of butterfly migration. Okay, why butterfly migrate? They were asked to tag butterflies for research by Dr. Frederick A. Urquhart of the University of Toronto. And they were asked, students were asked, at the end of the book, last page of the book, Dr. Frederick A. Urquhart, Dr. Frederick A. Urquhart suggested students to tag the butterfly. Dr. Frederick Urquhart was the professor of University of Toronto, Canada, and he advised students to research about tagging of butterfly. Clear? So, Dr. Frederick Urquhart advised the students, advised the readers who were reading the book that they should tag the butterflies for their research. Okay? A bride's mother wrote to Dr. Urquhart, and soon a bride was attaching light adhesive tags to the wings of monarch. You know, a bride's mother wrote a letter to Dr. Urquhart, and after that, a bride started attaching light adhesive tags to the wings of the monarch's butterfly. Adhesive tags means the material which is helpful in sticking some one material to others. That is why a bride used adhesive tags which can stick the wings of the butterflies. Clear? And adhesive tags to the wings of the monarch's butterfly. Anyone who found a tagged butterfly was asked to send the tag to Dr. Urquhart. Why did this so? At first, Dr. Urquhart advised the students to tag the butterflies, okay, for research, and anybody found that, and after that, tagging the wings of butterfly. After tagging it, butterfly should be released. Okay, and anybody who found the tagged butterfly was asked to send the tag to Dr. Urquhart. Okay. The butterfly collecting season around reading lasts 6 weeks in late summer. Now students, as I was saying, the butterfly collecting season around in reading, as I told you, reading is the nearest city. Around reading reading was near about 6 weeks in the late summer. Last 6 weeks of in the late summer. Okay. If we are going to chase them, if we are going to chase the butterflies one by one, you would not catch many butterflies. That is saying, if you want to chase butterflies one by one, you cannot catch many butterflies. So, the next step for a bride was to raise a flock of butterflies. Because Richard Bright wanted to catch many butterflies in order to tag them, okay, with the adhesive tag. That is why it was difficult for him to catch butterfly one by one, and even after that he could not catch many butterfly. That is why he started thinking about the raising a flock of butterflies, swarm of butterflies, you can say. Okay, many butterflies, raising the breeds of butterflies. Okay, he would catch a female monarch. In this sequence, at first he caught a female monarch, take her eggs. After catching the female monarch, he took her eggs and raised them in his basement. After taking the eggs of the monarch, he raised the eggs in his basement through their life cycle, through the life cycles of the eggs. From egg to caterpillar, eggs developed into caterpillar, and caterpillar developed into pupa, and pupa developed into adult butterfly. Okay, that is, he took many eggs, and with the help of those eggs many butterflies were created, okay, were born, you can say. Then he would tag the butterflies wings and let them go. After that he tagged the butterflies wings, one butterfly wings, next butterfly wings, other butterfly wings together with by using the adhesive tag. Adhesive tag means which is helpful to stick many things, okay, join many things. Adhesive like tape, you know, sticky material is in tape, like gum, you can say, and that type gum was used in that tag, and with the help of that tag the wings of many butterflies are attached. Clear? Butterflies wings and let them go and let them fly. For several years his basement was home to thousands of monarchs. In this way, for several years his basement was the home of thousands of monarch butterfly. Clear? In different stages of development. Eventually, finally, this is the bride saying, finally I began to lose interest in tagging butterflies. After that he was tired of tagging the butterflies. Okay, he loses his interest in tagging the butterflies. It is tedious, it is tiresome, tedious, okay, full of exhaustion, tiresome, and there is not much feedback. And there was not much feedback. He did not find any feedback by tagging the butterflies. Okay, he did not get good response in tagging the butterfly. In all the time I did it, he laughed. Only 2 butterflies I had tagged were recaptured. And after saying, while saying this, that only 2 butterflies were caught, had been caught, had been recaptured, which he tagged. He tagged many butterflies, but only 2 butterflies had been recaptured. While saying this, he laughed. That is why that is why he loses his interest in tagging the butterfly. And they were not more than 75 miles from where I lived. And those 2 butterflies which were tagged, they could not cover 75 miles from his house. Okay. After that they recaptured. Then in the 7th grade, after that, while he was studying in 7th grade, 7th standard, he got a hint of what real science is. Then when he was in lower grade standard, he had a habit of collecting butterflies, then tagging butterflies, okay, after tagging it to let them fly, and after that, according to Dr. Urquhart, when the tagged butterfly would be released, okay, then whoever got success in catching them, then they would be sent to Dr. Urquhart. Okay, but only 2 tagged butterflies were recaptured. That is why he loses interest in tagging butterfly, and he considered that there would be no good response when tagging butterflies. That is why while he was studying in 7th grade, 7th standard, then he got a hint of what the real science is. Tagging the butterfly is not a real science. He came to that when he entered a county science fair. When he was in 7th grade standard and entered a county science fair. County science fair. County means area. County means that an area, and in that area, people living nearby cities gathered there, and there was a science exhibition would be conducted, would be held. Okay, that is known as county science fair. And lost. When he entered county science fair, then he was lost. He was lost means he could not get success in winning any prize, like other scientists, other students. He is saying that it was really a sad feeling to sit there and not get anything while everybody else had won something. Richard Bryce is saying that it was very sad for him. He felt very sad for not getting anything, whereas everybody had won something. And Richard Bright could not get success in winning any prize. His entry was slides in frog tissue, which he showed under a microscope. What did he do in that science fair? And he did not win a prize because he only showed the tissues of the frogs on a slide. Students, slide is a piece of glass, strip of a glass. The strip of a glass on which tissues or something is kept for testing purpose, for showing purpose. Okay. He showed the tissues of the frog on this entry in a slide, which he showed under the microscope. Okay. He put the tissues of the frog on the slide, and then he showed it through the microscope to others. He realized the winners had tried to do real experiments, not simply make a neat display. When he did not get the prize, then he came to know, he realized his mistake, that the winners had to do a real experiment, and the science is not only a show. Okay, if you want to become a scientist, then you have to do the real experiment. Okay, already the competitive spirit that drives Richard Bright was appearing. After that, a competitive spirit developed in Richard Bright. When he saw that many students got prizes, but he could not get success in winning any prize. That is why he also wanted to get the prize. I knew that for the next year's fair, I would have to do a real experiment. After that, he thought that next year he would also do a real experiment and he would also get the prize. The subject I knew most about was the insect work I had been doing in the past several years. And he knew about the subject, how insects work, because he had been reading about the insects for several years. So he wrote to Dr. Urquhart for ideas, and back came a stack of suggestions for experiments. That is why he again wrote to Dr. Frederick Urquhart, who was the professor of University of Toronto, Canada, for asking some help, for asking some notes. Okay, that is why Dr. Urquhart sent many suggestions and experiments. Many suggestions for doing the experiments to Richard H. Bright. Those kept H. Bright busy all through night, all through high school, and led to prize project in county and international science fair. And after that, Richard Bright remained busy in doing those experiments while studying in high school, and after that he got success in winning the prize in county and international science fairs. For his 8th grade project, For his 8th grade project, Albright tried to find the cause of a viral disease. While I was studying in 8th grade, and he prepared a project according to which he tried to find the cause of a viral disease that kills nearly all monarchs caterpillars every few years. He tried to know the cause behind the viral disease. Because of that viral disease, many monarch caterpillars were killed every few years. Albright thought the disease might be carried by a beetle. Albright thought that the disease might be carried by the beetle. Beetle are a type of insect, and because of the beetle, that disease might be carried. Okay, because of that beetle carried that disease, and monarch butterflies were infected with the help of that disease. He tried raising caterpillar in the presence of beetles. That is why what did he do? He tried raising caterpillars in presence of beetles, because he came to know that beetles carried the disease. Okay, that is why in order to develop the antibodies in the monarch butterfly, he raised the caterpillars of monarch butterfly in the presence of beetles. Okay, so that antibodies would be developed and caterpillars would not be killed. Clear? I did not get any real result. Is that right? Telling that he did not get any real result by doing this experiment, but I went ahead and showed that I had tried the experiment. This time I won. Is that right? Saying that I went ahead, I continued practicing and experimenting on this, and showed that I had tried the experiment. When he showed that he tried to do experiment, and when the observators, when the persons who were in the fair, county science fair, was impressed by such a bright experiment, and then they awarded him. The next year, his science fair project was testing the theory that viceroy butterflies copy monarch. Next year after that, when he was in 9th grade, you can say, in the science fair project, he testing the theory that viceroy butterflies copy monarch, and he showed that he proved that viceroy butterflies copies the monarch butterflies. The theory was that viceroys look like monarchs because monarchs don't taste good to birds. And according to theory, was the theory that viceroy look like monarchs. Viceroy butterfly look like monarchs because monarch don't taste good to birds. That is why viceroy tried to look themselves like monarch, so that they might not become the food of birds. Okay, that is why. And because monarch don't taste good to birds, that is why all viceroy butterflies try to look like the monarch butterfly. Okay, viceroys on the other hand do not taste good to birds. Viceroy butterflies, a viceroy on the other hand do taste good to birds. Birds like to eat viceroy butterfly. So more they look like monarchs, the less likely they are to become the bird's dinner. And if the viceroy butterfly more look like the monarchs, then they less likely they are to become the bird's dinner. Albright's project was to see whether in fact birds would eat monarchs. Okay, a bright project was to see whether in fact birds would eat monarchs. It's a bright, according to a bright projects means why a bright prepared the project for showing if really the birds would eat the monarchs. He found that a star he found that a starling would not eat ordinary bird. And he found, Richard Bright found that a starling did not eat ordinary bird food. Ordinary bird used to eat viceroy butterfly, but starling used to eat monarch butterfly. Okay, a starling, another bird who used to eat, who like to eat, you can say, monarch butterfly, but other birds like to eat viceroy butterflies. It would get. Ebright said later research by other people showed that viceroys probably do copy the monarch. His project was placed first in zoology, and that project was placed first. He got first position in zoology division and third overall in the county science fair. Okay, he got a third position, third prize in county science fair and first prize in zoology division in county science fair. Okay, now listen beta. In his second year in high school, was class 10, Richard Ebright began the research that led to his discovery of an unknown insect hormone. And while he was in class 10th, you can say second year of high school, he started researching about the discovery of unknown insect hormone. Okay, indirectly it also led to his new theory of the life of cell, and in this way he started inventing the new theory on the life of cells. The question he tried to answer was simple: what the purpose of the 20 tiny gold spots on the monarch pupa? Students, there are 20 tiny gold spots, colorful gold spots on monarch pupa. Okay, and Richard Ebright was thinking why those 20 spots were on pupa. He was thinking what was the reason behind that 20 gold spots on monarch pupa. Okay, everyone assumed that the spots were ornamental. Everyone assumed that the spots were only for decorative purpose, ornamental purpose. Ebright said, but Dr. Kuhal did not believe it. Everyone said Ebright. Everyone assumed that Ebright wrote Dr. Kuhal that according to everyone, these gold spots, 20 gold spots which are on pupa, then monarch pupa, they were only for decorative purpose, ornamental purpose, but Dr. Kuhal did not believe it. Dr. Kuhal did not believe it means that according to Dr. Kuhal, there must be some reason behind it. Why pupa, monarch pupa had 20 gold spots? To find the answer, Ebright and another excellent science student first had to build a device that showed that the spots were producing a hormone necessary for the butterfly full development. And along with the other students, together with the other students, Richard H. Ebright got success in knowing the reason behind it, why the 20 gold spots are on monarch pupa. They came to know that some secret hormones are produced from some secret hormones are produced from those gold spots, and which is necessary for butterflies full development. When these secret hormones are not developed, then butterflies cannot be developed. Okay. This project won a bright first place in the county fair, and when he showed this project, then he got first prize in county fair, and his entry into the international science and engineering fair. After that, after winning first prize in county science fair, he got an entry to show his experiment in international science and engineering fair. There he won third place. When he showed that project in international science fair, engineering fair, then there he won third prize for zoology. Okay. He also got a chance to work during the summer at the entomology laboratory of the Walter Reed Army Institute of Research. And he also, after winning that third prize in international science fair, then he also got a chance to work during the summer at the entomology, means study of insect laboratory of the Walter Reed Army Institute of Research. As a high school junior, Richard Ebright continued the advanced experiments. As a high school junior, Richard Ebright continued his advanced experiments on the monarch pupa. He continued while he was studying in high school junior. He continued experimenting on the monarch pupa. That year, as a project, won first place at the international science fair. And that year, while he was studying in high school junior, then that year he prepared project, and this project won the first prize at the international science fair and gave him another chance to work in the army laboratory of entomology during summer. Okay. In this senior year, he went a step further. In this senior in high school, he went a step further. He grew cells from that monarch wing. You know what did he do? He grew cells from a monarch wings in a culture and showed that the cells would divide and develop into normal butterfly. He grew cells from a monarch wings, and then he proved that the cells would divide and develop into normal butterfly wings scales only if they were fed the hormone from the gold spots. You saw at first he grew the cells from the monarch wings, and then he showed that cell which he developed from the monarch wings, then that cell would be divided, and each cell divided, and that divided cell would be developed into normal butterfly wings scales only if they are fed by the hormones which is secreted from the gold spots. Okay. Gold spots means 20 gold spots which are on monarch pupa. Okay. And that hormones were secreted from the gold spot, 20 gold spot on the monarch pupa, and when that cell which was divided, okay, and when that hormone is used, when those cell are fed that hormones which are secreted by 20 gold spot of monarch pupa, then that cell can be developed into butterfly. Clear? Into butterfly. Okay. Butterfly that project won first place for zoology at the international fair. That is why his project won the first prize for the zoology at the international fair. He spent the summer after graduation doing further work at the Army Laboratory and the Laboratory of the US Department of Agriculture. The following summer, after his freshman year at Harvard University, at Harvard University, Albright went back to laboratory of the Department of Agriculture and did more work. After that, Albright went back to the laboratory of the Department of Agriculture and did more work on the hormones from the gold spots, okay, of the monarch pupa, which according to some persons were only for decorative purpose. But Albright proved that no, it was not for decorative purpose, but from that gold spot, hormones are secreted which are useful in feeding the cells, okay, and that cell after being fed by those hormones can be developed into butterfly. Clear? And now a year and a half later, during his junior year, Albright got the idea for his new theory about cell life. A year after a half later, during his junior year, Albright got the idea for his new theory about cell life. It came while he was looking at X-ray photos. When he got that idea, when he was looking X-ray photos, okay, about the cell life. He got the idea about the cell life while he was looking the X-ray photos on the chemical structure of a hormone. Okay, now he was looking at the X-ray of the chemical structure of the hormone. Then he got the idea about the cell life. When he saw those photos, Albright did not shout. When he saw those photos, which photos? Chemical structure of hormones through the microscope. And he came to know that about the cell life, then he did not shout. He was excited, or even I got it. I say I have got it. But he believed that along with his finding about insect hormones, the photos gave him the answer to one of the biology puzzles. And he's saying that, but writer is saying that he believed that along with the findings about the insect hormones, the photos gave him the answer to one of zoology's puzzles. What was the puzzle? How the cell can read the blueprint of its DNA. What was the puzzle? How can cell read the blueprint of the DNA? DNA is the substance in the nucleus of a cell. Students, DNA is the substance in the nucleus of a cell that controls the heredity. The full form, you know very well, deoxyribonucleic acid. Yes, DNA. Heredity. Okay, that control the DNA control the heredity. Everybody knows, I think, if you have studied biology. It determines the form and function of the cell. DNA determines the forms and the function of the cell. Thus DNA is the blueprint of our life. Okay. Albright and his college roommate James R. Wong. Albright and his college roommate James R. Wong worked all that night drawing pictures and constructing plastic models of molecules to show it could happen. Together, they later wrote the paper that explained the theory. What was theory? Surprising no one who knew him. Richard Sebright graduated from Harvard with highest honors, second in the class of 1510 students. In his class there was 1510 students and he got the highest marks, second position you can say. And Ebright went on to become a graduate student researcher at Harvard Medical School. There he began doing experiments to test its theory. What was theory? I told you about the cell life. Clear? About the cell life, he started testing the theory, and according to this, he came to know about the blueprint. Cell can read the blueprint of the DNA. He started working on this. Okay. New ideas. It might also lead to new ideas for preventing some types of cancer and other diseases, and it might also can lead to new ideas for preventing some type of disease like cancer and other diseases. Okay, all of this is possible because of Ebright's scientific curiosity. Everything was possible because of Ebright's scientific curiosity, because since his childhood he was very curious about knowing, about inventing new things, okay, about learning. His high school research into the purpose of the spots on a monarch pupa eventually led him to his theory about the cell life. Okay, while he was studying in high school and he was trying to know about the reason behind the gold spot on monarch pupa, and that interest, that curiosity led him to his theory. Because of that curiosity, he got success in inventing new theory about the cell life. Okay, about the cell life, and about knowing that how the cell can read the blueprint of the DNA. Okay, Richard Ebright has been interested in science since the first began collecting butterflies. I already told you. Okay, Richard Ebright was interested in science since he first started collecting butterflies, but not so deeply that he has not time for other interest. Ebright also became a champion debater. He also not only a scientist, he was also a champion debater and public speaker and a good canoeist. He also was a good canoeist. Canoeist means the person who was special in canoeing. Canoeing means canoe is a type of boat. Canoe is the type of boat and which is sailed in the ocean or water bodies. Clear? And all round outdoors persons. He is also an expert photographer, particularly of nature and scientific exhibits. In high school, Richard Ebright as a student, because learning was easy, he turned a lot of his energy towards the debating and model United Nations clubs. He also found someone to admire. Richard A. Wierer. Who was he? Who was Richard A. Wierer? He admired Richard Ebright, his social studies teacher. And Richard A. Wierer was Ebright's social studies teacher. He admired Richard Ebright, and he was also the advisor to both clubs. The Wierer was the perfect person for me then. And Richard Ebright is saying that Mr. Wierer, his social study teacher, was the perfect person for him. while he was studying in high school or class 8th or ninth. He opened my mind to new ideas, and Richard Bright saying that Richard, a wearer society teacher, opened his mind to new ideas. Richard would always give that extra effort. Weir said that Richard always used to give extra effort. What pleased me was dear here was the person who put in 3 or 4 hours at night doing debate researches besides doing all the research with butterflies and in other interest. And we said I was impressed by uh, Richard Bryce's hard work, because 3 or 4 hours at night he used to prepare for the debates, and besides this he also continued his research with butterflies and his other interests. He was workaholic like that, always wanted to do the work. Okay, Richard was competitive. Mr. Weir continued that Richard Bright was competitive, but not in a bad sense. He was not competitive in bad sense. He only did not want to defeat only others by cheating. No, he wanted to defeat others by showing others that he was really good, really better than them. Richard was not interested in winning for winning's sake, for winning to get prize. And Richard was not interested in winning for only winning's sake or winning to get a prize. No, rather he was winning because he wanted to do the best job. Richard Bright was winning because he wanted to do the best job, because he was a hard worker. That is why he was winning the prize. Okay, for the right reason. He wants to do the best, and that is one of the ingredients in the making of a scientist. And writer is saying that it was the most important thing. Okay, it was one of the ingredients, most important thing in making of a scientist. A scientist must be the hard worker, must be interested in learning, must be curious about the things. Okay, start with a first rate mind, add curiosity and mix in the will to win. Start with a first rate mind. First you start first rate mind, and then you also add to curiosity, and then mix the will to win also. First you try too hard to work hard, then curious, and then mix will to win in this. Then you can do anything for the right reason. A Bright has these qualities from the time the book The Travel of Monarchs opened the world of science to him. Richard Bright had the qualities from the time when his mother bought a book, The Travels of Monarch X, to him. That book, Travels of Monarch, opened the world of science to him. Richard Bright has never lost his scientific curiosity. Richard Bright has never lost his scientific curiosity. Now, student, I think you will have understood everything, and you'll have understood whatever is written in the lesson. And students, what lesson have you taken from this chapter, Making of Scientists? That we should do hard work, we should be the hard worker, and we should have a curiosity to know the things. We should think anything logically. Okay, there should be a reason behind the happening of anything. If you develop this type of habit, then nobody can stop you from being a successful person. Thank you and have a nice day.